Hello, all, and welcome to the first Vulcan Forged Twitter Space. I'm Neswolf. I'm here with CEO Jamie Thompson, Floyd, David, and Ophid. Welcome to you all.
Thanks, Nes. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Nes, for having me. Always nice to be on a new platform like this.
Thanks, guys. Glad to be here.
Okay, let's do this. Something new, as always, in Vulcan Forge. Let's go.
Should be fun. Okay, let's start things off then. So this is a question for Jamie. I understand you've been jet setting and spreading the word of Vulcan, and you arrived back from Los Angeles this weekend. Can you tell us a little bit about what you've been doing in the US?
Yeah, well, actually, no, I can't. Actually, I was in the US for a little while. These are never holidays, of course. These are always work related. I wish I could give any sort of clue what I was doing, but unfortunately, I can't. My lips are sealed. There's an echo on the Twitter Spaces. Is that me or someone else? I think I'm echoing through someone's.
Nes,
is it echoing your end, Nes?
It's clear this side.
Oh, is it? Oh, maybe it's just coming through mine then. Yeah, no, all good. Yeah, just the business trips, can't really say much. Of course, the GDC was around the area, so we can say it was game related, but either way, it's all exposure for Vulcan Forge, and that's what I'm afraid I can say.
Good stuff. All sounds fun. We also have the formidable Ophid and David with us today. How are you both doing, guys?
Yeah, we're really good. David here with a French accent.
Oh, yeah, and so you're going to get a French accent now and an Irish accent, so I pity anybody out there now who's going to understand it.
I think worth announcing them. David's our CMO, and he used to work at EA Sports, and poached him, and he works for us now. And Ophid is our main community manager. That sort of just controls all the mutiny going on and sort of forwards any problems to the right places.
That's it. I'm a busy man.
I tell you, I don't know anybody who isn't busy. Yeah, everyone's pedal to the metal, so to speak. Talking about busy, last week was a big one for Vulcan Forged, and more specifically Vulcanverse. We saw the introduction of the full revamp of the foraging system. Can you guys tell our listeners a little bit about how the update is going so far?
Yeah, sure. I'd fire away, David, if you don't mind.
I'm just going to be some housekeeping here quickly. Nes, when you're on, you want to make sure you go on mute when somebody else is talking. All right, over to you. I'll go on mute.
You're breaking up a little bit, David.
Go ahead, Ophid.
Yeah, so we've had a very sort of busy week in the Vulcanverse realm. With before Christmas, we had a big introduction of the new fishing feature, which was a great success, and people spent a lot of time getting involved with that and trying to get achievements and catch a lot of different fish and items, and people were well stuck into that. And then we released sort of the next major sort of community feature there, which was the foraging, and the vibe has been really good. People have been getting stuck into the mechanics of it. We had a live stream the other day as well with Lumpy Land, who was showing everybody what to do, and people have been very enthused about it. It was a complete change to everything that had gone before, and so far it's been very, very, very successful, I think. So very, very, very pleased with that.
David, do you want to chime in?
Yeah, hopefully my mic is not going to screw up. Can you guys hear me properly?
Yeah, all good.
Perfect. Yeah, look, to echo and no pun intended here, the vibe based on what Ophid. Looking from on outside, I'm not playing as much as on Mac. Unfortunately, don't blame me. But look from the outside, it seems like to have been quite positive. All that foraging system and everything else. From the inside, the way I look at it is, it's been a massive success because, like we managed to stay on track to deliver something that we were planning to deliver at the time we say we would deliver it. And as silly as it sounds, it means that we are able to deliver at that level of AAA games when it comes to product management and so on and so forth. Obviously we're following the refactoring phase one, probably about 4 weeks now, and it also was delivered successfully in March. So look, March has been extremely successful for Vulcanverse from that perspective. I don't know. What do you think, Jamie? What's your point of view?
Yeah, I mean, 2023, we're always going to go into things a little bit like under promise and over deliver, and I think we proved that with the foraging system. I know a lot of people waiting for a new feature to come with Vulcanverse, and I think we sort of blew the expectations out the water with the foraging system. We've now got spying, espionage. You can use 3 Vulcanites, which isn't a small thing to implement. It's been months in the making. And alongside this, we've also got the visual updates and a few more little, quite some big ones, big features coming in soon, which will take everyone by surprise. So I think this was great because up to now we had the landmark runs and fighting, the quests, and the building, of course, which is the main essence of Vulcanverse. But this put a whole new dimension on it, and we're slowly moving into that RuneScape feel now, which pretty much was the essence of Vulcanverse to start with. Building, foraging, exploring, making, and finding NFTs, using them, and of course with the upcoming blacksmith feature, implemented on top of that, it makes it even more flexible. So yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out. I mean, there were still are a few disconnects with the a lot of stress testing. A lot more people are playing than ever. We broke our all-time high in player count the other day, so it just shows that we just needed more features in there, and I'm really happy how it turned out. For those wondering about the disconnects lately, it was due. The technical reason is because there's so much experience being earned by so many people at one time, like hundreds of people at one time earning experience, that gets backlogged. And then the servers have to literally feed that into the system in retrospect. And so what we're doing, we're actually DDoSing our own systems there with an overload of XP. So we've taken the threshold of that off today, so there should be no more problems there. But yeah, overall, I'm really, really happy with it.
It's the big things really for Vulcanverse, and you've just covered a few of the upcoming releases, I think, the upcoming developments. But can you, Jamie and David, both tell us a little bit more about refactoring for people unfamiliar with the game? This was phase one. Do you personally consider it a success? And of course, to whet those appetites of Vulcanverse players the world over, what can you tell us about the future phases?
Yeah, look, I can probably go first here, and once again, I don't play enough to judge if it's been a success or not from from that outsider point of view. I need to play more. I need to buy myself a bloody PC. But look, yeah, it's been a success in the sense like things went well and got implemented properly. From what I understand, the dev team has been monitoring the refactoring and what has been done as part of the refactoring, and they are pleased with things. One thing to note, a lot of people have mentioned is like, oh well, but refactoring happened and I'm not really seeing anything new in the game. And that's because a lot of those things have been done in the background. You have to understand prior to refactoring, the game was super buggy, and the dev team had to remove tons of things, right? So we can't really compare the impact of refactoring until we start re-implementing all those those old things into the system again, if that makes sense. Now that we obviously have gone through phase one, and phase one was probably, from my understanding, the biggest phase. We're going to start to reintroduce more and more of those things. Whether it's like improving visuals and implementing better feature. That we can deliver. Look, maybe Jamie, I'll pass the mic over to you because you probably have much more detail on that specific question when it relates to refactoring and what's going to happen next.
Yeah, sure. So for those who haven't seen the AMAs I've done on YouTube, we sort of give you a little basis of where Vulcanverse was. I mean, again, Vulcanverse really started with about 2 or 3 developers, and we got to the stage of the whole world was made and the whole sandbox was made and people were walking around. But when you build a whole world that big with only about 3 or 4 devs, the foundation isn't always going to be great. So as it got bigger and bigger, and our team expanded and expanded, and obviously there were more features and gameplay, we had to take the decision to say, okay, look, the foundation isn't strong enough to kind of add all these gameplay features we want. So it started about half a year ago. We started this refactor. We didn't really want to make a big announcement saying, okay, guys, we're going to focus on a complete, redo of the code, and everyone just hang about for a bit. So we added like fishing to sort of keep people occupied, and while we carried on doing it. So this wasn't a necessary evil, unfortunately. I know for a fact it was a total success, phase 1, in terms of like improving stability. If there were to be like, I don't know, 10,000 all of a sudden in a day, I've no doubt that we'd be handling that now a lot better than we would do before. But most important, it's given us a base to add anything we want now on the game. So it's worth noting that the phases are probably broken up. It's not just going to stop after phase 2. I'd say, at least 5 or 6 phases. Phase 1 and 2 are the most important. Every 3 weeks, I'd say a new phase is going to be finished. The main focus of the third and fourth refactoring is going to be the visual updates. Now, that's where you'll be able to see a lot of the changes we've done. And honestly, I can't under stress how different Vulcanverse will look with these visual updates. The entire Greek team are dedicated to art. They have been for literally the past half a year, and it looks insane. You won't recognize it when it comes into the real game. So we can see it in the offices, but because we're doing a code refactor, we haven't pushed it live yet. So when these visual updates come live, we're talking seriously, real life graphics coming in, along with the smoothness it's got now of the gameplay. So it was really worth doing this refactor. But yeah, and to note on these visual updates, we are doing it by quadrant. We could wait for the whole world to be done and just delay it, but I know people won't want that. So we are going to be releasing the visual updates by quadrant, so you can actually see the changes. So yeah, it will be a case of Arcadia or Hades will look absolutely gorgeous compared to the other quadrants, and you have to wait for the other quadrants to come in after. So yeah, you will have to wait. If you're a certain quadrant fan, you'll have to wait for quadrant to come. I don't know what order it is, but the first quadrant will be coming in a few weeks. And the final few phases of the refactor probably be in Q3. But as I said, the main ones are like the ones we're doing now, the visual updates along with the foraging and new updates. So yeah, all steaming on nicely.
I can't wait for the Gardens of Arcadia, personally. But outside of Vulcanverse, Season 3 of Berserk, our blockchain TCG, is ongoing. David, are you satisfied with Berserk Season 3? Are there plans to change anything as we move towards Season 4?
Well, we said we would do softball questions. That one is a tough one. Now, look, for the Berserk fans here and the OGs, Season 3 has been a hard one, right? Like we all know we could be doing better. There is a few issues here and there, but overall, like the game is somewhat quite stable and fun to play. What we need really, we need more people to play that game, right? So we start to really see people like you start to play against different people, whether like if you're only like a couple of 50 or 20 or 30 people, you might see all right, let me just see. I might just switch myself to not be to another mic, because apparently I'm breaking up. Just give me a sec. Is it better if I talk like this?
Much better, much better.
Much better. All right, let's try to do it that way. So yeah, I apologize. But yeah, look, Season 3 could be better. We're learning here. I'm hoping that Season 3 will finish on a good note. We are really working hard in the background to make Berserk a good game. We need more players, and we are really looking at Berserk from a few angles. First, you talked about Season 3. Like, look, we want to deliver on what it should be promising. We want to figure out how to reactivate some of the previous players. We want to do a lot of things. By the way, we're going to do a one-on-one Berserk onboarding with Lumpy Land on Thursday. So the idea here is if you don't know anything about TCGs, that's going to be your chance to literally experience what TCG is, what Berserk is, and hopefully to get you to realize that it is a fun game, right? From a Season 3 point of view, we had some issue with the leaderboard. It's now fixed.
So we're going to try to leverage a few promotional activities out of that. I mean, obviously, there's still a bit of a delay. The leaderboard doesn't update every minute, but it does update every couple hours. So, be patient here again. Look, you mentioned season 4. I know that, unfortunately, Sheldon is not here because he's on a different time zone, and it's really, really late for him. So I don't want to speak too much on his behalf, but he's definitely working on season 4. He wants season 4 to come much, much faster than the time it took to deliver between season 2 and season 3. Let me just tell you that. So can we expect season 4 in, the next 3 months, 4 months, maybe even earlier? Yes, I think what we want to do is get some learning from season 3 and really improve so we can deliver what we know we can deliver for season 4, right? The last thing, and I'll start with this without, I'll give you a bit of insight without really giving you anything, but there's massive strategic conversation at the moment in the background with Jamie, with Sheldon, with Ofid, with a bunch of people. So we are working on Berserk, and what we need right now is, if you haven't played the game, it's a call to action for everyone here listening. Go and try it, right? Like, go and try it, have fun, recommend it to someone else. Watch the stream with Lumpy on Thursday, and by then, we are going to keep working on improving this game. So it's only going to get better. We are really we're really grateful for the community we have, for their patience and for being brutally honest sometimes. And yeah, that's the message. Jamie, do you want to add anything?
Yeah, I do. Just to say, yeah, I mean, if we look where Berserk is now compared to even like a few months ago, a year ago, it's like chalk and cheese. So, I do want to say one of the main issues we've had some bugs with it. Well, mostly it's due to the fact we're not on Elysium yet, which is our own blockchain. I mean, once we're on Elysium, that does allow us to have social media logins. You don't have to go to MyForge. You don't have to use this API for another blockchain, which API is not as stable, so your NFTs aren't being called. These are like, I know, basic things, but it makes such a difference once we allow anyone to onboard without having to like get a wallet, join MyForge, call an API of another blockchain. It removes a lot of barriers, a lot of the bugs we're having. But I know there's a lot of people are having fun, a lot of people are playing it, and so again, when you've got like 50 diehard players in one room, when you have one game doesn't work, it's going to be a lot more resonant than you do when you've got like 1 million players and like 1,000 people have bugs. It's by percentages. So we just need sheer volume of users, and we're not going to do a campaign push on that until everything's migrated to Elysium and we've got the onboarding process is going to be far easier. We want a case of literally you just click, sign up with your whatever account, and then you can start playing immediately. But yeah, I'm not going to focus on the negativity of it too much. I think it's in a great place. There's room for, definitely room for improvement, and yeah, we forge on that.
Okay, so on the subject of Elysium, changing the angle a little, it's our new carbon neutral blockchain for metaverses, and this is one for Floyd. I'm sure everybody would like to know how development of Elysium is going. And for Jamie, for people maybe not so familiar with the project, could you recap who is coming to Elysium so far, and are there any big names that can be revealed?
Floyd, do you want to go ahead on that?
Yeah, sure. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, I'm actually feeling much better now. I'm feeling much better. Everything's going according to plan. Just for sake of transparency, it's a hot topic in a lot of the channels. The bridge was due to be released at the same time we did the lava swap. I mean, obviously everybody expected that. That was the plan. But I won't get too technical about it. But we encountered a small bug on the front end of the main net that wasn't present on the test net because there's a minor difference with how we process the gas. But we've had multiple teams. We've had people really digging into this, really getting into the code. We found where the gas parameters weren't being passed and patched that. And so we should have a bridge live very, very soon. I know that's what everybody's waiting on. That's the next big step. And I'm feeling great about it. This is going to be awesome. And then as soon as the bridge is ready, next files up is the DEX. And then shortly after that, next files up the MyForge migration, the NFT migration. So everything will start falling into place like dominoes very soon.
Yeah, I mean, I'll add on that. I mean, Elysium it's been rocking and rolling now for months. It's been live. It's been mainnet. We've been migrating NFTs. It's working smoothly. It's great. It's fast. It's next to free. Again, after the lava swap to Elysium, we really did think the bridge was going to come out. But I've been watching Floyd and like multiple teams literally just navigate all the bugs down to this one line of code, which they found was the issue on the front end, which they finally fixed. I think it was yesterday, even today they finally got it all working on the front end. So the bridge is live and ready to go. And of course, as Floyd said, once the bridge is there, the DEX Lithium swap just comes into place immediately. NFTs are nearly all pretty much migrated over, and then once we're there, it's literally just switching away from the old blockchain into Elysium, and that opens up everything we could possibly want: social media logins, no need for the other APIs on the blockchain. Elysium swap, everything we've been wanting to get going. The new tokenomics of Lava gets going, and yeah, it's I guess it's the whole. That's why it's called Vulcan's called the Elysium chapters, because this year is all about Elysium, and it's just incredible. We've come this far to have our own layer one like this, and all our games running on it, and all these new projects coming to it. A lot of the projects are already coming. Of course, you've got Vendetta DAO, you've got My Health First, Disto World, Hustle, Edverse. There are a number of celebrities which you've seen teased. A couple are coming to Vulcan. There'll be just some NFT collections. There'll be some Metascapes avatars on there. We've got some more corporate businesses are coming on board to do some supply chain tracking on there, believe it or not. A lot of these names we're going to be saving for Vulcan to release, but the traffic on Elysium, even if you just include Vulcan Forge off the bench, is going to be huge. I mean, every time you upgrade something off Metascapes, every time save a plot, it burns lava. Yeah, it's really exciting. It's exciting to know that our own native token and the secondary token will be directly linked to blockchain use. So then we've got a correlation between user count and blockchain use, and I suppose the value of what powers it. So it's just really great to have its own economy. And shout out to Floyd and the team for working their asses off over there. I've been watching them do it. So yeah, all good for that. And I think I can save some of the announcements for Vulcan of who else is coming to Elysium. But yeah, all very exciting. Over to you, Ness.
Okay, well, a question we see asked a lot, and whether it's something we can answer yet. But what will the Elysium fees, such as those for use of the bridge, look like?
Yeah, so I'm not going to exactly say numbers now because I don't want to sort of get caught up in it again. I mean, it's next to nothing. Just know that. I mean, the whole idea of having your own layer one blockchain is you can charge, what you want. I mean, one thing is we will mention is we do have this thing called the gift protocol, which means you can actually use Elysium for free if you get a sponsor. So now, if you're like one of our partners, for example, one of the projects joining us, for example, Hustleverse or Vendetta DAO, because they're launching their entire token with us in Elysium, we'll always sponsor their fees, which means we'll pay for the lava needed for them to do transactions. So indirectly, it's free to use Elysium if you're a big enough player to use it, because this protocol allows us to sponsor your transactions. It's free. Otherwise, it's going to be next to nothing. I mean, we want to compete with the likes of Solana. I mean, that's the whole idea. Not only have we got all these multiple games, Vulcanverse, we want to start competing with the other big layer ones, and that's why we are so excited with Elysium. So I won't put out exact numbers. We've got a whole new white paper coming out with a whole new tokenomics breakdown, whole new supply breakdown, whole new lava generation breakdown. Everything's going to be in that new paper. Now, I want to call it something different than a white paper, like orange paper or something. I don't know. But yeah, fire paper, something, sandpaper, whatever. Anyway, new white paper's coming out soon, which will describe all this. Thanks, Ness.
Okay, so we're so close now. Jamie, if I was to develop a game or a DApp or anybody else of any sort and wanted to bring it to Elysium, how would I go about it? Where would I start?
Well, I think we've always been very strong in terms of communications, and anyone who wants to come to us, we would literally hold your hand. I mean, I think I'm in every single group of any project that wants to come to Elysium at this point. I think that's the advantage of being a new blockchain on the block. Is that we will actually hold your hand through the process. That's if you were making a game or an entire token supply, our teams and development teams would do it for you. Now, if you want to create an NFT collection, just like Solana had many NFT collections, then we'll have what's called the Agora Creator Studio. So Agora is basically what the Vulcan Forge marketplace is revamping to. So now you've got a Vulcan market. So that's all the Vulcan Forge NFTs. So that's being replaced by Agora. So Agora is every Elysium NFT. So, of course, now all the Vulcan Forge games are moving to Elysium. That would include Vulcan Forge. So you would go to Agora, go to the Creator Studio, and just set up your own NFT collection. Now, if you pay a bit of PYR, then you get verified and listed on the front page and blah blah blah. So it's more like a subscription service, just like Twitter does. But that's a different matter. But yeah, it's all very self-explanatory. I mean, if you look at, I mean, it's in line with all the gold standards of what an NFT creation would be now. But if you want to create a DApp or a game and you're serious about launching everything on Elysium, we will always support you. We even give out grants if the game is fully developed. So always get in touch with one of our mods and we'll take it from there.
The ideas are already flowing. There's quite a buzz about Metascapes, and for those listening who are unsure what Metascapes is, it's our metaverse as a service system. It allows anyone to build their own metaverse from scratch, and it's currently under development. Something I'd personally like to know about regarding the capabilities of Metascapes. I understand avatars will be able to travel between Metascapes. If I own a Metascape, how do I link my Metascape to, say, a friend's Metascape? Would it be a portal I can place? And if so, can I choose what other Metascape portal leads to? For example, if I wanted to link my Metascape to one owned by a sports team, a big name celebrity, is that something I'd be able to do?
Yeah, so the thing with Metascapes is try and separate the world from you as the avatar and you as the builder. So you as the avatar would basically, like Ness, you because we've partnered with Ready Player Me. So you actually, your avatar will look like you. You can skin it like you. I mean, you can buy NFT skins, which we'll announce at Vulcan from various celebrities. You can look like who you want, blah, blah, blah. Decorate yourself as you. Now, you as an avatar can travel through any Metascape, at your friends, at any theme. You can just walk about. You can choose which world to go in. You can have a walkabout, do a bit of paintballing, whatever. You as a builder, now you can only build within your theme. So we're opening Metascapes with 4 themes. So you've got the cartoon world, you've got the futuristic world, you've got the fantasy world, and you've got the modern world. Oh, is it cartoon world? Yeah, so not fantasy world, cartoon world. Sorry. So if you're building, so let's say you build a Metascape made of 200 plots. That looks incredible. You've made this great cartoon themed 200 plot metaverse, a Metascape. Everyone loves it, and you see that someone else has made a great 50 plot cartoon Metascape. So you can choose to buy that Metascape, because don't forget, every plot is tokenized into an NFT. This is the first time ever that a sandbox, everything built on a plot has been tokenized into an NFT on chain. So you're just like mixing and matching. So you can buy someone else's world they've developed and attach it to yours. So you may invest a lot of time and money and skills into building your cartoon Metascape into something incredible, and think, okay, it's time for me to sell this. This person wants this, and they can buy it and attach it to theirs. But every single plot is tokenized. So creativity is finally being monetized. This is our way of basically putting Minecraft on the blockchain, and introduce, I guess, the youth into the metaverse. And of course, it's VR compatible, and we've got paintboarding coming into it. So even that alone, it opens it up to, well, basically millions and millions now. Whereas Vulcanverse is limited to 10,000 people, Metascapes opens up the door to anybody. And yeah, regarding some bigger names and like celebrities and companies, we do offer some bespoke Metascape tools, but I say that's out of the box. That's outside the scope of the public for now. But yeah, it's going to be stupid not to allow certain brands to come in and build their own Metascape. We all know they want to be part of the metaverse revolution, and Metascapes is by far bigger. I see Anthony's on the space. I don't know if he's there to say hello or not. Maybe he's just listening. Good to see you, Anthony. Anthony recently came over and visited us in Greece. Him and his lovely wife. It was lovely to see them. But I don't know if he can speak. Maybe he's just listening in right now. Okay, Ness, over to you.
So exciting as far as Metascapes goes. Just something for everyone to answer. What's the vibe like in the Vulcan Forge team at the moment? What is making you all most excited about the future?
I'll answer mine quickly and let everyone else go. I mean, personally, I only see it from inside. I mean, obviously now we're as big as we are, and we've got so many teams and products that I can't stay in the public Discord as much anymore, and the telegrams. I mean, obviously, I know when there's a load of moaning about Berserk, and I hear it. I can see it there, and I pop in, sort of get my daily dose of pain. But in general, I can only speak from inside the office, and we are just absolutely thrilled to be where we are. I mean, the Vulcanverse team is delighted with how the visuals are looking, delighted with the new foraging system. We're delighted with the new blacksmith and questing system coming, which we haven't released yet. And I can see Metascapes being developed firsthand inside the office. I know things obviously no one else knows about what's coming for Vulcan Forge in terms of exposure-wise. We've got the Vulcan 11, the fantasy sports app. We've just acquired this MMA website to link with the Vulcan Fight League. The side games are coming on. I know Vulcan Runner and Tower Defense have got a new release coming. And of course, Tartarus and Creed, they're being released again mid-April. Just everything's coming together. And with Elysium, it just ties it all together. And it's really hard for all of us, not just me, but mods and staff in a macro market like this to really stay positive, because you're going to get negativity from all angles, but everyone is doing very, very, very well. They're keeping strong, they're keeping positive, they're being courteous, they're being respectful. And all I can say is we're building a bit faster and stronger than ever. And yeah, we'll be incredibly excited for the next couple of months. Not even 2 months. I'd say in a month or so, I think we're going to see a lot of excitement coming. Over.
Yeah, look, David here, marketing, same as what Jamie's saying. Look, I'm really, really positive. I mean, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work every day on several projects, whether it's Elysium, Berserk, side game, Vulcanverse, Metascapes, name it. There's always something to do. Personally, I love the vibe. I love the capacity to get things done. I've worked for large organizations. I've worked for EA. I've worked for some of the biggest brand in Australia, and I've seen things stall really quickly in big organizations. We don't have that in Vulcan Forge. We sort of have meetings, we decide what we want to do, and we get it done. And that's what I like. This is capacity to get things done. And not to say anything bad. Excuse my French. But yeah, we get shit done really. And we've got that capacity to also listen to the community, being able to hear them complain or whatever we want to say, but at the end of the day they always have some good insights, some good comments, and we do listen to this, and that's also the big part of the job that I like, is that capacity to say, look, I don't have the pretension to know everything. Some people know better, and I'm willing to listen and then figure out how we work together on getting the right solution developed. So yeah, look, super, super excited. I don't know, Ophid or Floyd, anything else on your side?
Yeah, listen, I've never worked in a company that so much is happening at the one time, and I worked for PayPal whenever they went through a big switch with whenever they separated from eBay, and that was a tumultuous period in that big company, and but here it's like it's great being stuck at the coal face, but in a large multinational, you're kind of just a cog in the machine. Whereas here, we all have a vested interest. We all want to succeed. We all want Vulcan to succeed. We want the community who've invested to succeed. You want the players to have fun. Some have fun, some don't. There's valid reasons for that, but we're working like day in, day out to improve, and Vulcan Forge is a young company still, and everything's in development. There's no game that's 100% ready in terms of the traditional sense of what is ready, but people like are lucky to be playing and to be part of the process of changing things, and ideas have been given in the past. Vulcan we've moved forward and gone one direction. Maybe something hasn't worked. We're always happy to go back and revisit an idea. But the main thing, like talking about the vibe of the community, is and the vibe within the staff is like, I'm lucky enough to have been over in Athens a few times this year, and the team over there are wonderful people, and they're working so hard and
yeah, your mic's not working, Ophid. Let's move on. Ness?
Floyd, any words?
Yeah, sure. Like on my end, like I'm extremely excited. I'm extremely positive about what we're building here. I know in the crypto world at this point, it's kind of cliche to say like, oh, I'm in it for the tech, but like the OGs that have been around, they know I've been here since the very early days. Back when we had less than 30 people in the Telegram group, I've been here from the beginning, and to see how much the scope has expanded, how much we've grown in the direction that we've gone, and what's to come. Like we're really building something that's awesome. I'm happy to be a part of it, and to know everyone that's involved in all the different teams, and to really have a front row seat to this. So there's a ton of potential here. I'm just glad to be here.
Thank you, Floyd. Yeah, I mean, personally, I can't say I've worked anywhere that moves as quickly, and to be right on the cutting edge. I think every day you wake up excited as to what may happen today. So yeah, really, a really exciting place to work. I think that's possibly it. Has anybody else got any final words?
I do have a final word.
Go on, David.
Here's a French guy. We are doing talking about really being reactive and active with our community. Next week we are going to host team members playing Berserk on Discord, on our Discord. We're all going to be whooped, so please come and join us. There is an RSVP in Discord, so feel free to join us and have some fun. I'm putting myself out there is for every game I lose, I will buy you guys a beer at Vulcan 3. So the bets are on.
Yeah, I probably won't play Berserk because I've played like 2 games. It's not really my thing, but maybe I will do just for the sake of it. Sounds like a charity gig or something. Okay, yeah, I'll pop on there and play that. And yeah, I just want to echo what everyone's saying. I know you can hear how excited we all are and what we're holding down, what we can't say, and just how things are brewing. I think by Vulcan 3, I would have thought everything would have made sense where we're going and what we're tying up together. And definitely by Vulcan 3, everything will be firing all cylinders. Listening will be out. All the games will be in the state where we can handle thousands or tens of thousands more people coming in, because I can assure you that's what's going to happen in a very short amount of time, without saying more. But yeah, just hold on, be patient, and yeah, I'm very, very excited. And thanks to the community for always tuning into these and keeping us on our toes. And respects to all of you. Thanks very much.
Thank you all. We'll close it there. Bye-bye.
Thank you all. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye. And that's the end of it.
Cheers.